The NCAA added 2 bowl games in the offseason, bringing the total to 35. That's 70 teams. Over 58% of the FBS make the postseason. Clearly, there are just too many damn bowl games. Because of the added bowls, there's a chance not enough teams will meet the current criteria of mediocrity, which is 6 and 6. The new standard may rival baseball's Mendoza line. It was recently reported that there is the distinct possibility of a 5 and 7 team receiving a trip to a bowl. NCAA, have you no shame? No, you don't. Clearly, the NCAA's mindset is it's not enough to shower the best teams with trips and gifts. All the little Johnnies have to get a trophy. Write this down, NCAA. Everyone can't ride in the parade. Somebody has to sit on the curb and clap.
Wow, a lot of floats in that parade. Guys, pile on or throw a flag. You're already clapping. Randy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'll throw a flag. And I'm just from the standpoint of you're the guy that's always saying, hey, the players they earn their scholarship.
They do.
Earn everything. Well, why can't they be rewarded with a bowl game?
You should be rewarded for 6 and 6.
What's wrong with a team
6
going to a bowl
500?
game? A community gets to take advantage of a bowl game.
You believe
they get
that?
to make money.
You don't believe in
television
community?
networks? Kids get to be on TV during the holiday season.
You have to earn the right,
Their
Randy.
Families
6 and
around
6.
the country sees them on TV.
Aaron's
Nobody's watching those
match here.
mediocre
What do you think,
bowls.
Mr. Taylor?
I think my neck is sore from going back and forth with these guys, but
US
I'm going to
Open.
pile on as well.
Thank
I agree
you.
with BJ. What's happened is we are lowering our standards to make money, period. The NCAA and these schools, these bowl games are about revenue generation.
They're not
It's
making
nothing
any
to
money.
do with the kids' experience, and I think it's a bad
And
direction
they're not
to
making
go.
any money. That's what makes it even more BS.
If we only had an hour. Randy, what's your audible?
Oh, we don't. There was a story reported this week that TCU was exploring their options, which I think is fantastic. And the story I read had them going to the Big East. Can you imagine? Why are the Dallas Cowboys playing in the NFC East in the NFL? Well, hello, the East Coast marketing, the East Coast presence media-wise. You put TCU in that program in the Big East, and you've got a big dog, and they will qualify for those championship games. Utah's going to be in the Pac-10. You're going to have a TCU in the Big East, and Boise State be all out there by themselves in the middle telling everybody about how good they are.
All right. Well, the Mountain West surely would change drastically. Aaron, what do you think?
I think they better be careful because the Mountain West might be losing a team. I think this is an absolute must, and I wholeheartedly agree with Randy for TCU to explore their options. The bottom line is this. You're not going to make any money unless you're in an automatic qualification, especially on the precipice or the landscape is about to change and maybe go to the 4 super conferences. For TCU to be left out, their best chance is to be aligned with anybody at this point. In the Big East, in my opinion, with as much as they've struggled, what gives them the easiest route to get that automatic qualification.
What if they stayed in the Mountain West and that was just the one division and the Big East were the other division of a new mega conference?
I got another question. Have these two submitted their samples for our monthly drug test?
Yeah.
Because this is just ridiculous.
I know
you know the reason the Dallas Cowboys are in the NFC East? Because back then you only had, 10, 12, 15 teams. They had to put them somewhere.
No.
Listen, this is dumb. Yeah, explore your options. I'm all for looking elsewhere, but TCU needs to either go join the Big 12, which is going to become the Big 10 or Big 9, whatever the heck it's going to become, or they need to stay in the Mountain West. The Mountain West, by bringing in Boise, by bringing in Nevada, they will become an automatic qualifying conference. They don't need to be in the Big East. Nobody cares about TCU up here in the Northeast. TCU needs to stay where they are.
Don't wear that tie again. Put you in a bad mood.
Hey, I hope they stay in the Mountain West. We get to show their games more often,
that makes no
including
sense.
this Saturday. Aaron, what's your audible?
Well, guys, I was watching the Oregon-Stanford game this weekend, and Stanford had some injuries to try and help slow that offense down. It's something we're starting to see in football with these high-power spread offenses that run that fast tempo. Defenses are starting to pretend like they have injuries. Now, granted, the rules were made to be broken, and this is the way teams are circumventing them, but I just don't think it's good for the game. Instead, I propose the following. Within the last 2 minutes of a half, if a player goes down, he must sit out 3 plays, not 1, before returning. On the second penalty, that player that goes out must sit out the rest of the half, and on the third one, it should be an unsportsmanlike conduct. That would help clean the game up and maybe get away from some of those fake injuries.
Yeah,
my only question is, who's going to judge that?
Yeah.
Who's out there that's going to say we're going to put him in for X-rays?
Hopefully no
We're going to
soccer.
stop the game for that? I mean, who's going to judge that?
There's nothing to judge. If you have a player go down, we could go back and look at the statistics. How many players happen to go down right before
anybody
halftime?
goes down, it's 3 plays.
It's 3 plays. That player has to sit out 3 plays.
You throwing a flag, man?
That's going to
I already
discourage.
did,
That's
I
going to
think.
discourage coaches.
I'm
That's
throwing
going to
a flag,
discourage coaches
too.
from doing
I'm
it.
throwing a flag. I haven't seen this really get out of hand other than maybe last week. So until we see there's more empirical evidence, I'm throwing a flag. I don't believe in that. You know, we were taught at a young age you didn't lie on the field. Either you were hurt or you weren't. You never laid down there on the field unless you were seriously injured. And if coaches are using it to an advantage, you know, we'll figure that out. And the other coaches within the conference, they'll figure it out as well. And then I think we can address it then. But